I respect Grab so much. No matter what time of the day, anywhere you go in Asia, you download Grab, the car will come, the bike will come. It's so consistent. And that's why we like Haidilao. Do you like Haidilao?
Wow. The other day I was just talking to Joshua Pillai, one of the shareholders of Behind the Green Doors. He's like, why clubs cannot be like Haidilao? You can go any day you feel like, right? But the quality is the same.
Yes. Can we build that kind of business, you know? But it's so anal. It takes so much effort. I accidentally asked for peanuts one time. I'm paying like 30, 40 bucks per person. Where's the damn peanuts? So I asked the lady, do you have peanuts? She went to the kitchen, get me a bowl of peanuts. Now, every time I go Haidilao, there'll be a bowl of peanuts that comes.
Let's start with something interesting. So, setting a World Guinness record, not many people can claim that, right?
Yes.
You know, so coming up on my birthday, June 14, I'm planning to do like a marathon DJ set with 10 of I would say 10 of the best DJs in Singapore that I have a good relationship with. And then we're gonna do an 8 hours back-to-back DJ set. And then I thought, wow, that was long. Dude, you guys are like, what, 77 hours or something?
Yes. 77 hours and 11 minutes.
How?
Yeah.
How do you bathe, or how do you go toilet? Or?
We didn't bathe. I mean, bathing is so mainstream.
Okay. What the fuck?
So we honestly didn't know that it was going to be like outdoors. Right? So our boss told us, he said, hey, look, let's do something cool. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's break the world record. And so we thought it was going to be indoors.
on a Monday. You know what, let's just break a Guinness World record.
Why not?
Yeah.
So we didn't know it was going to be outdoors at Plaza Singapura in front of everybody. Right? We thought it was going to be in our studio. So we're like, okay, cool, let's just roll with it
box, right?
In a glass box. Yeah, literally in a glass box. So we felt like animals.
Or you can feel like David Blaine, you know.
We could, just that there were like no curtains to like close off. So like there was you can change your clothes. So there's periods of time, right, where I have to like put on my deodorant, and it was right in the public.
Oh shit! So you now bathe, toilet break maybe minimal.
Okay, so the rule was that every 6 hours they give you a 5-minute break.
Wow, that's fucking shag. So you cannot sleep.
Yes. You can't sleep.
Oh,
there's no sleeping.
oh shit!
You just gotta go
me
on.
Of some Kanchanaburi army shit, man. Holy shit! 72 hours. What?
Yeah, 77.
Yeah,
77,
so it's more than 3 days.
Yeah, more than 3 days.
More than 3 days.
Dude, it was crazy. And so our colleagues was quite cheeky. They bought like they go to Toys R Us and buy those inflatable pool, because we can't leave the box, right? So they bought the inflatable pool, put it with some ice water. So we just sat in there with our underwear and like splash ourselves. Yeah. And the photos taken at those events, I think if we did it now, we'll be cancelled, man. I had my bare body exposed. And that's the difference, right? I guess doing entertainment like 5-6 years ago versus now.
Yeah.
It's a little different environment. But last time you could do a lot of things.
Does it kind of feel like last time like self-expression was not so censored as compared to now?
I guess.
Because cancel culture and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad I left the scene to do something else, because now you gotta take different things into account. You gotta think about how people feel when you say this and all that. So it's a little bit different, I would say.
Back to the mini pool, right? The splashing one, right? That was like your 5 minutes bathing time.
Oh no, because it wasn't a break.
Oh.
So we could just splash during the song.
Oh.
Yeah. So long as the song is playing, you can do whatever you want. But there are rules on the song as well. So we thought that, why not we get like a DJ set, the non-stop hits, 30 minutes, mambo jumbo, right? Because they have those like...
Must be singles.
Yeah. It must be singles and maximum 4 minutes. So you can't... Per song. So you can't play like a Bohemian Rhapsody that goes on for like 5-6 minutes.
Oh no.
And you got to come on after every song. So like introduce the next song. So I was like, wow, crap, we really got cheated by our boss, man. We did not get a bonus. In case you're wondering.
Oh my god. Yeah. And then you are on air basically for 77 hours straight.
Talking rubbish. I think my colleagues really enjoyed because they didn't need to work for 3 days.
Oh, you thank everybody's shift.
We thank everybody's shift. Morning shift, afternoon shift, night shift. They just showed up. Hey, hello, buy curry puff.
So they just show up to your booth, your station.
Yes, and make fun of us. Yeah.
Maybe
it was fun. It was good times. Good times.
Wow, like there's so many logistical challenge that most people don't think of. Like, okay, preparing the songs. How long does that take you?
Oh, so interestingly on radio, we don't choose the songs.
Oh, you have a music director?
Yes, exactly. So the music director helps us remotely, slots in the songs, and we just got to talk. Yeah.
But did he already finish the whole entire set before the day comes? Or like live, he's like feeding you songs?
He does it per day.
Oh.
Does it per day. So it was all right. We didn't have to worry too much about the songs. We just worry about the content, because what we're going to talk about.
So whether introducing the next song, And then what else?
And then we did live interviews. So that was fun because we could really waste time. We either interviewed somebody from the public or we got in like a celebrity or something like that. So he came into the studio. Some of them said the studio smelled a bit funky.
Yeah, I was just about to ask.
2 boys, didn't
Dude.
shower.
That was an understatement, man.
And you know, in that box, right, it's not a real aircon. It's like one of those like portable aircons because it's in
Ventilators.
yeah, ventilators and all that. So yeah, 2 boys in the hot sun. Yeah, could be a bit funky lah. Smells like maybe field camp, you know. Like,
Wow. Need Febreze, Febreze. I don't know,
yeah.
y'all got bring, you know.
That Febreze is a lifesaver.
Yeah. Earlier, before we begin, right, we also spoke a little bit of like your transition away from radio. Because I think that Guinness World Record thing is like the highlight, one of the major highlights of your career, right? Then after that, you realize that, okay, you know what, on to like bigger things, on to the next adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why do you choose to transition out of radio and why this particular field?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other highlight of my career was I got to touch Justin Bieber's waist.
What?
I mean,
Dude, you're creating clickbait for us, man. You're made for this.
It was he came down for F1
Yeah.
and
Wait, when was
he's-
this? Quite long
Whoa,
ago.
I can't
Justin
remember,
Bieber
like-
performed is like damn long ago,
He's-
actually.
The only year he came for F1, I think.
Okay.
But there was a period of time where, you know, it was a little bit weird. He was doing a lot of like weird stuff and all that. But now, looking at how he is now, wow, he's a great performer.
Mm.
So I really respect that, you know. And anybody that puts in effort into the craft, he dances, he sings, I'm like, wow. And he's not getting any younger. Still can dance and perform great. So he came for F1, we did an interview with him and stand beside him. And I decided just to like, I mean, it felt natural, right? If you're standing beside somebody, you want to like
Introduce.
wrap your hands around his waist. I'm like, okay, just take a photo. Yeah.
Lucky is the guy.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Not be cancelled.
Cannot. Now cannot already. Now cannot already.
Yeah. So now they're like very strict, you know. Like if you want to put your hands around somebody, they will like tap your hands or something like
Their
that.
security will like pounce you.
Yeah. So that was nice. I mean, touch his waist. That was a good highlight.
Bless up, bless up.
So why did I decide to move? Well, this one is a little bit sensitive because, I mean, we'll just say it like it is lah. And I think most people would know that on radio now, they're not just looking at a good voice anymore.
Most of the radio DJs are semi-influencers also.
Exactly. So in the past, it was just like, oh, you got a good voice, you don't have to look that good, okay, you're on, right? But in that transition period where the station I was at was trying to sell us more like personalities, they said, oh, we want control of your social media.
Oh wait, what?
You cannot
Really?
post things that we don't endorse,
Wow.
right? Which I guess is normal because, you know, we want to make money. I mean, we were happy to be endorsed by a few friends today, and obviously we won't bring in a competitive brand onto the set. So they started to take a little bit more control of that, and I was like, hey, that means now they have more parts of my life.
It's like a 360 deal already.
almost like a 360 deal,
Almost.
but you don't really get paid 360 for it. So I'm like, wait, I don't think this is going to go well with me. And I was about 28 then. So I was like, okay, I think it's time to start a new career. Why not let me just do what I like? So I broke free and yeah, and it feels good, man. Never look back. And for my friends on radio, so long as they're happy doing that, but you have to be a personality now. You know, I guess on TikTok, IG and all that, right? It's no longer just about you pasting nice photos and all that kind of stuff. You got to be a personality.
I mean, with every company, right? Like a lot of corporate companies, they also expect you to take on more and more roles, right? Because every company, whatever their investors is investing, right? They expect the year-on-year ROI, right?
Yeah.
And then they also giving you a 13-month AWS, so they also expect more and more as the company grows, ma.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like a chicken and an egg problem.
Mm-hmm,
Owner versus employee. Year-on-year, companies I think are obliged to grow bigger and bigger and be answerable to their shareholders. Do you kind of like face the same problem like right now? Like you kind of have to evolve the roles of your employee, and then you kind of look back, then you realize, oh shit, now I have to do that.
Yeah, actually, thinking about it, right, I would say, yeah, sure, you can aspire to earn the profit and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, because I run events now, and events is really based on like the people that you work with, right? The people make or break the event. So I feel that my biggest shareholders, the staff. So
whoa, in what sense?
Because you could
that's a new way of thinking.
An asshole and just work them to the bone. I hope they're not listening to this in case they think I'm an asshole, right? Work them to the bone and you earn the profit. It's easy to earn profit in these days because you just gotta do what you gotta do, right? But the real return is when you treat them like shareholders, ask them how they're feeling, see if there's a career progression for them. And because we're just chatting before this, like everybody wants to learn something and they want to move. Every 1 or 2 years, they want to do something else. So how do you constantly reinvent the company and the wheels so that they don't feel bored?
Let them want to pursue the next role.
Yes, exactly.
Oh shit,
Exactly.
dude.
Yeah.
So you can still gain that. You can still be answerable to your shareholders, but it happens like organically, you know.
Yes.
Holy shit,
Because
dude.
profit is just a byproduct of anything that we do.
Yeah.
You know, just like this podcast or YouTubes that you're doing. Do people say YouTubes? Is it a plural?
YouTube.
Or is it a very
YouTube
boomer
video.
thing to say?
Bro, we're the same age, man. I think you're the corporate version of me, you know. I'm the content creator version.
When you do the YouTubes,
yeah.
it's not going to be like profit making, right, the first day, but you
yeah.
constantly invest in it, invest in the content.
Oh,
One day you'll get there, right?
Yeah, lor.
Yeah, the profit will come later. Most importantly, you got to get a passion, put in effort into it, and things will follow, man.
Yeah, recently I had a chat with someone about like running events, right? I realized that running events is a lot about like in an artist perspective, it's like whether your fans want to come to the events or not. If you throw events just to earn money, right, but your fans don't really want to come to the event, right, then there's no point, right? It has to be like a hand-in-hand thing, you know.
Yeah. Which is strange because a lot of event organizers out there, they don't see that.
They just throw it for the sake of making the money, right?
They're not interested in creating a community.
Mm.
And in this day where everybody is kind of like, I feel we're so apart. You know, like we don't meet as often anymore. We don't go out anymore. We don't hang anymore. Everybody's in their own little worlds, little communities. I feel that the biggest winner now is anybody that can create a community and own that community. I'm always very amazed by, I don't know what it's called, this community, like it's anime.
Dude, I literally just did a podcast with them.
Oh yeah?
Holy shit, like cosplay.
Yeah.
Anycon.
Stuff like that.
Convention.
Yes.
Wow, mad one, They play one song, they know the theme song, and they dance the song.
Yes.
The dance of the song.
Yes.
K-pop also. I just did a K-pop episode, guy.
Yes.
You play one song, they know the dance move, the whole choreography.
Do you know how to do it?
I cannot do it.
Okay.
For the life of me. Sometimes they will, you DJ, right? Then they'll be like, hey, this song no dance one. Then you like,
oh, sorry.
Wow,
wrong song.
They school you, bro.
Yeah, so anybody that can like create that community and that following, I think that's where eventually the money is.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a different world now, I feel. Yeah, so it's not just going out there for the profit anymore.
Yeah. They hold the power to packing up a venue.
Yes,
The venues will really
exactly,
like give them a
exactly.
good deal.
Yeah.
And I think with like a lot of overheads, right, for the venue wise, they obviously not gonna give you a good deal unless you really can guarantee some sort of like you have a leverage. Yeah. So for your company, right, how do you build such leverage?
Oh, that's a good question, man. We believe in, I mean, it's probably not there yet, but we firmly believe, right, that we got to get everybody on the same page. So it's no longer just a supplier vendor kind of thing. Oh, I pay you money, then okay, you like, I mean, we engage you to spin at one of our shows, right? Okay, take the money, go.
Yeah.
Spin, right? Just listen to what I say. But what if we could do it together?
Yeah.
So I ask you, hey, look, I've got this gig. What can you do? Can you promote to your fans so that you win, I win?
Yeah.
And the venue probably shouldn't charge us as well because look, I'm going to bring 5,000 people to your venue. We're going to take photos. We're going to put it on IG.
There are not a lot of people, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was
Bloody
fun.
hell.
Yeah,
3,000 plus. Yeah.
and it was a
Crazy.
nice outdoor set, right? Which is quite rare in Singapore.
Yeah.
And nice weather as well. So can everybody play ball? Landlords don't charge rent. If you can, I mean, landlords are another story altogether, right?
Good promo for your
Yeah,
venue,
exactly.
right?
And the landlords don't charge rent. Artists are involved with the curation. We make some money by putting everything together. And most importantly, the fans get what they want.
Yeah.
If these four things can come together, bam! That's a real business right there, man.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I scoured your LinkedIn a bit, right? And I realized you have very good working relations with your venues.
Yeah.
Right. You kind of like know them on like first name basis and then you like hang out with them, take photo and stuff.
Mainly for the free meals.
Yeah.
So I purposely have a meeting during lunch because
Oh,
yeah,
by
they
the
can
way,
always come the lunch
bro.
for me. Yeah, it's nice, huh? I had like a beef steak lunch recently.
and that's how you
that's-
become rich, man.
It was really nice.
you don't spend a lot. You just save.
Scrimp on your own lunch.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah,
someone
yeah.
asks, oh, do you want some coffee? Yeah, of course I have a coffee after that.
Wow, that's the way, man. That's just diary of the CEO, man. Yeah, but so like you mentioned, right, I had the pleasure to work with you guys on multiple projects, including Gardens by the Bay and Singapore Rivers Festival, right? And the communication was so smooth, especially with Jade. Shout out Jade. Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah, man.
Fucking amazing.
I'm still working, Jade.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think like I think I can feel like Jade clearly is like very happy with where she is because of also the long working relationship lah. So with like earlier we mentioned, right, not right now Gen Z, they are just working 1 year, they quit, then they jump to the next company, earn that like 10 to 20% increment, right? And then you being able to keep your staff for so long, right? What is your secret? That is like something like every boss would want to learn, you know.
Oh, what's the secret? I think the secret is
Literally you being you know.
don't get in the way.
Don't get in the way.
Don't get in the way. Because I realized that as a founder-based company, I mean, we're not that big, right? And I'm still very involved. Right?
And you're like solo founder.
Solo founder, yeah. So
Crazy,
a lot of
dude.
the things that I use to run events, I should not tell them how to run it anymore. Because it is going to be, oh, you must just do what I say. A lot of SMEs are like that, right? A lot of founder-based companies are like that. Just do as I say, follow this pattern, follow this style. But what if you can just ask them, I mean, you hired them for a reason, just ask them, okay, why don't you do it your way? Let me sit back and watch. I'll come in, guide you a little bit, but you take the ownership, you run it, you tell me when to show up.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's a secret or not, but I realized that it helps me because then I free up my time to be on this podcast. By the way, this is my first ever podcast.
Oh shit!
Yes, I'm a podcast
Awesome!
virgin. So today I was just chatting with my my folks, right? And I said, oh, by the way, tonight I'm gonna be on a podcast. And I realized that, oh wow, it's my first ever since I left radio.
Dude, you're interviewing people your whole life. Now it's your turn, bro.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, it's great, man. Finally, somebody cares.
Yeah, because it's so difficult. Like I have a friend, right, that literally just left his job, right, to do events business. And he was actually it's his second time. He started an events company, failed, go work full time again to save up enough money to start again. Yeah. So it's so much difficulty. Like for example, how do you like do your thing while having a full-time job? That's my first question to you. And then secondly, right, is like for him, right, he tried to reach out to a lot of venture capitalists, right? And then they are like, oh yeah, events industry dying already lah, you know, why would we like invest in you or that kind of thing? Yeah. So how do you like overcome these two challenges? Because you're like quite a similar situation, right? Full-time job then to your own thing.
Yeah. Well, it always starts off as an interest. So I thought that was cool. So I was doing it when I was in radio. I was also moonlighting. So sorry to my previous employers in case you didn't know. So I was moonlighting a little bit, doing my own stuff. And I think that helps when you have a bit
But
of
obviously outside office hours, right?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I mean...
Oh shit! What the hell?
Oh man, well, you can't get me. So,
yeah, dude, you are in a position where nothing happened really.
Yeah, it's been 7 or 8 years, so you can't get me, man. And you start off as an interest, as a hobby. So always start out small. I mean, I always believe that you got to start out small, get your hands dirty a little bit. And I guess now in this like day and age, the biggest question is that how can you be different from other event companies? Because if you go outside now and pitch, I want to sell chicken rice. There's so many chicken rice shops. Nobody's going to invest in your chicken rice shop. So how can you be different? Like, how are you different? You are originally just playing music, creating music, but now you're creating this entire ecosystem of like
content, everything.
Podcasts and content. So that's your niche point. So what's the niche, right? In any business, you got to be different. So if you cannot find that differentiation, then you play on price.
Oh,
which
that's the worst lah.
That's the worst. That's the worst. But that's easy, right? Play on price. Okay, my chicken rice today $3. Okay, I sell $2.50. End of the day, nobody wins. So I would say crack the brain a little bit harder. In fact, use ChatGPT.
Yeah. Dude, now more and more, right? Wow, this brings me to another topic. Like, as someone that is like in their like mid-30s, right? You tend to use your brain more than you trust something else.
Do not use your brain anymore.
Because
just let ChatGPT.
Like when you don't know something, you
you
go and ask your friend, you know, like typically it's like, I don't know something, ask your friend. But no, you should Google it, you should ChatGPT, you know. But now it's still in the phase where it's like quite unnatural for us. Even to this day, right, for my podcast, right, a lot of the questions I really like crack my head and write by myself. But dude, I could have used ChatGPT, but no, I choose to do it myself because it's like so weird, you know. And I kind of like suspicious about the answers that they give me also, you know. So then on the flip side, right, like Gen Z, they are born into this, or Gen Alpha, they are born into this, right? have they kind of like lost their ability to use their own brain?
So I just spoke to somebody about this, right? Super randomly.
Yeah.
And I realized that I think we are moving into a new generation where we're just going to say it, right? Say it like it is.
Yeah.
There may not be a need for us to teach people how to use AutoCAD, Photoshop.
What? AutoCAD throwbacks, yeah. Give me traumatization, bro. What the fuck, bro?
Those were our days, right? You got to
The hell,
learn like
AutoCAD?
the true as basics. Photoshop, Illustrator,
You just
AutoCAD.
need to learn English.
Now, English, communication, Canva,
Canva.
Mid-Journey, that's it.
Yeah, dude.
So when the
That is
person
so
comes
true,
through
man.
the door now, it's not about, hey, you know how to use AutoCAD or not. It's, do you know how to use AI? Because the fellow using AutoCAD will take 6 hours now. But if you know how to use AI, it takes 6 minutes or less. So that's the person we want. So it's a new thinking if we are open to it, because it doesn't make us lousier. I think using ChatGPT combines millions of brains other than just this one brain cell to give you the best answer. But like you said, the English part, you got to put in the best prompt.
Yeah. And I think you also need to have that fundamental knowledge of that particular craft. Because if I use ChatGPT, right, I will have no bloody clue how to do an architectural prompt, you know.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm an engineering background with a deep understanding of music, and that's it, you know. I don't have anything else, you know.
Yeah.
I can't do like freaking like civil engineering or something.
Have you used like AI in music? Does it work?
Actually, haven't yet. Okay, fun fact. So you guys hired me for the Singapore River Festival,
Yeah,
right?
you curated the music for that
Wow.
festival. It was really nice, no?
Okay, so this is my employer, right? So I'm gonna tell you my difficulty, okay? So at first, right, there was like plenty of time.
Yeah.
But then because the client takes very long to back and forth and all that kind of thing, thank you so much, Jade, right, for being so communicative, right? But at the end of the day, I only left, Jade was like, so sorry, you only left 7 days to churn 3 tracks. And most music producers, you know, right, typically they release 1 song per month. I need to do 3 songs in 1 week. And then I half a mind, right, let's just use like AI. Oh, but shit, I don't know how to use AI. I'm a 35-year-old dude, man. I've been producing music the original way, you know, like, okay, play my piano, okay, how it sounds like, okay, nice. Then I convert into the computer, click, drag the notes and all that kind of thing. Yeah, so then I realized, okay, shit maybe I need to learn AI soon, but now 7 days, let's just do what I know Let's just do what I know because I'm answerable to the clients, right?
Yeah.
And that's also something that a lot of musicians struggle with because they are so perfectionist mindset at the end of the day, right? I realized very early on, I guess probably because of my engineering background, right, is that when you produce music for somebody else, it's whether they think it's nice or not. That's the most important.
Yep.
It shouldn't be like your own metric. So you know, I quickly bang out 3 demos and I gave to Jade. And then apparently the client loved 2 of it. I'm like, what the? Really? Then but the third one, can you rework the whole entire melody? Then that one traumatized me a bit. It took me 2 whole weeks to complete.
Oh my.
Yeah, I had to like find new guitar samples. I'm not even a guitarist, so I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to do it? Okay, fuck, I'm being paid, right? Let's just figure it out. Then eventually it got done, and then it actually got featured on Singapore River Festival. I'm so glad, you know.
Well, I hope you're going to edit this video and then put in a little clip.
Hey, actually, I already posted. I even tagged Jade like the process, the mini process.
Please put it in. Please put it in.
But there's so much difficulty in that But then to be well versed in AI, right, I think it's a complete another skill from knowing music. Yeah. So when you are like very good at, let's just say piano, then the next level is like DAW, like digital audio workstation, right? Then you learn a new thing. Then now AI is the next workstation, right? So it's very different skills, and I think for the OGs, right, people that have been doing this forever, right, it's very important for you to learn a new skill, but also very motivating for the young kids, right? You don't need to worry that you are lagging behind those people with 35-year experience because their 35-year experience is going to expire because of thanks to AI.
Exactly.
So it's like equal playing field now.
Yes, and which is great because I feel that the young generation now, when they enter the workforce, you can ask for any amount. Because it depends on whether your employer wants to pay you that. But because you have the skills that you can bring to the table, you can ask 4,500, 5,000, 6,000, and there'll be employers that want to pay for that.
Yeah.
So it's a new world, man, new world.
I realized something, like in all the podcasts, right, we always talk about like founders. Like for example, founder, you started a company. Let's just say like, I don't know, after Polytechnic, then you found a company, then you've been working in like multiple startups, your own company, fail, open a new company, fail, open a new company, right? Then eventually you realize, okay, you know what? I don't want to do business anymore. I want to just work corporate for a few years, save up money to start my next company, right? Dude, people actually hire you based on your founder experience in US, but not in Singapore. But I feel like Singapore is kind of evolving into that phase where they recognize, hey, actually founders are the cornerstone of everything. They one person do everything, you know.
Where do I send my CV? Because I do want a higher
Bro,
pay.
you're doing way too well, dude.
Let me know. I'll send you my CV.
To whoever it might concern.
Download my CV in this link.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think for your own company? I don't think like a degree plays a huge role in your company, right? What do you think?
No, not at all. I think most importantly, it's about the communication skills. So some things that you unfortunately can't learn so much is your negotiation skills, communication skills, dealing with rejection, dealing with anxiety.
Because
Because
ChatGPT cannot help, yeah.
exactly, these are the real skills, right, that nobody teaches.
Yeah.
And if you don't follow a good mentor in your first or second or third company, by the time you come to the fourth company, right, you are already 30 plus, and the character that you have at 30 plus is very hard to change. So I always feel that when you are young, follow a good mentor, follow a good company, learn these skills, because it's very hard to pick up these skills later on. So the degree, yeah, sure, it gets you one foot through the door, makes you look nice and all that kind of stuff. But can you deal with rejection? Can you deal with people saying no to you? And most importantly, can you deal with negotiations? Like even to your colleagues, hey, I need this to submit to my client. Hey, can I submit next week or not? No, I need it tomorrow. Because why? Can you negotiate with your boss for a higher salary? Now, most people just say, hey, boss, can I have a higher salary? Boss say, why? Oh, because I do more work. Doesn't make sense. In fact, you should tell your boss, okay, this is what I've contributed. This is what I can contribute more. These are things I did outside of my job scope, and I'd love to be like compensated for this. I'm sure it will go a long way, blah, blah, blah. So, and there's books out there, there's videos out there. You just got to open the damn YouTubes and learn something. So if nobody taught you, which is, I guess schools don't teach it. I think schools don't teach it. Then we got to pick it up ourselves.
Controversial opinion, I think schools creates good workers. They don't aim to create more leaders.
Yeah, end of the day, it's about getting you into the workforce. I don't know whether it's changed, because I mean, we're quite old ourselves. Maybe not that old, but it's been about...
We lost touch a bit on secondary school syllabus already.
Yeah, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
I do hope they have a lot of these soft skills. And like dealing with sadness and depression.
Dude, please tell me your experience as a founder, man. How many times do you like kind of break down?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So it's a skill that you got to pick up, because never in your life will they teach you that how do you deal when you look at your bank account, your personal bank account, realize that, oh crap, this is all I have.
Right? Very common in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. So those are things, real life situations that nobody can teach you. You just got to learn yourself.
So what is like the most traumatic moment for your career as a founder of an events company? What's the worst? What's your lowest point?
Wow.
That you can reveal.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we can talk about it all night after all. We had some drinks, so lips are a little bit loose right now.
Yeah.
I guess one of the lowest points for us is when this was a big moment for us, right? And we realized that, oh crap, I think we got to really buck up and do things a bit differently. So this is when we actually got this deal.
What year?
That was just in 2014, I think 2015.
Oh, that's so far away.
We got a deal, and turns out that we prepared everything, booked everything, and then we realized that, oh crap, the client has not signed the contract.
Wow, that one's the danger.
And we were so far in, and we started to order stuff, all the supplies and all that kind of thing, and realized that, oh no, we don't have a contract with the client.
Was it early days out of sight, miss sight or something?
It was just you getting busy into everything, right? And I was doing too many things at one time. And turns out that in that job, because there wasn't a contract, and because it was supposed to be a profit sharing model for that particular event, we lost $500,000.
What?
That almost got us, right? That almost got us. So that didn't catch us. Luckily,
shit, dude.
We have to work our ass for the next 6 to 7 months just to build up. And that's when I realized that, yeah, actually, even amongst anyone, you got to have a contract. Do we have a contract for today?
Sadly, no. It's
Okay,
another mistake.
We'll cheers over
Cheers.
that later
This
on,
one,
man.
this one,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one's
yeah, yeah.
the,
This is our agreement right here. Yeah.
Remuneration. Fuck.
So
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest things, right?
Wow.
That we always thought in good times, right? Nobody needs a contract.
But okay, but to kind of like look at it on another perspective, right? 2014, right? You can blow $500,000, right? And you can still survive. That means you're doing quite well, man, dude.
No, that was our last dollar.
What?
Dude, it was everything we had. Everything we had blew on this event.
Then you and how many workers that you have?
6. At the point in time, still a very small company.
And they just support you.
So we, of course, we had to take loans just to, kind of get back up and all that kind of stuff. To
No.
really work our ass back there. And then we realized that, I think contracts are super important. Because in good times, nobody wants to talk about, hey, bro, come just.
Yeah,
But when it
event is
comes
so
to like
grey, right?
losing money, then suddenly like, I never say that. So yeah, just sign a contract, man. Any kind of work that you do, you got to sign a contract. Even like freelancing, right? Got to sign a contract.
So I recently watched this podcast called now I just forget, but it's basically this rich Slavic girl, right? And then rather than cosplaying as a poor person, right? She's like, I'm rich, I'm gonna make content about rich people. Okay, wow, I love the content. And basically she's talking about prenups, sign prenups. In good times you don't sign contract, right? But then with your loved ones, it's so difficult, So I don't know, it's something.
This is a really spicy issue, man.
Yeah, actually, this was not even a part of the plan, I
Yeah.
just thought of it because I actually watched this video, right? Then I'm also thinking for myself, like, should I sign prenup with my wife and everything?
So
How
fun
should that
fact,
work?
prenups are not legal in Singapore.
Oh shit!
Yep.
Not legal as in what? You cannot do it.
So anything that you sign prior to the marriage, okay, but disclaimer, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but this is what I was told, right? That anything that you sign before the marriage,
Yep.
at the point of you signing the marriage certificate, announce any kind of contracts you sign before that. So the marriage cert will then take precedence together with whatever charters that come along with it, women's charter and your rights and all that kind of stuff. So prenups in Singapore it would not be accepted in the court of the law.
Oh shit! So that means like if you divorce or what, your wife can take 50% of your shit.
Okay, so interesting question.
Yeah.
It's very interesting question.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit qualified to answer that because I've been through one.
Okay.
So
Okay.
our lips are a little bit loose in the studio.
Fuck? Hey, you haven't even drink one yet, bro. What the hell?
So it's a little bit fairer here in Singapore that you only take back what you contribute to the family. So obviously, if we bought a house together, and if you contribute $100,000 and I contribute $200,000, you take back what you contributed, right? If of course you get a good lawyer to fight it out. The issue happens, or rather the complication happens when, number one, there's kids involved, and number two, if it's a very long marriage, because there are things that you can contribute to the house that are non-financial. For example, if you have been doing the housework for 10 years, that is also considered a contribution.
Oh shit.
Then you got to argue it out in court. So you just got to get a good family lawyer to sort it out.
So basically, everything they do, you add to the points, then how much you deserve.
Yes, but on a personal asset basis, generally, I think the other party cannot claim on it unless we build the asset together. For example, if both of us are involved in the company, we build it together. Every day you come office, every day I come office, then it's a husband and wife company, then you can claim some stake in it. But if you're just at home, you can claim some stake at the home or something like that. So generally quite fair. So you don't really hear of prenups in Singapore because no wife will take 50% of it.
Or the law already settled for you, in a sense.
I think so.
Yeah.
Disclaimer alert.
Yeah.
Please go and consult a family lawyer.
Yeah, we're not 100% sure, but I think Singapore law is generally quite trustworthy. I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that complicated. Yeah, I mean, and divorces do happen if people just fall out of love or interest change, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so when you created this company, right, what do you aim to set out to achieve? And like when you earlier mentioned, right, you kind of have to differentiate yourself from other events company, right? So what is Unearthed Productions to you, and how are you able to make it stand out?
So I guess we share a similar interest because when I started out, I was a DJ.
Yeah.
Not just on a radio DJ, but I was spinning music as well. A lot of people didn't know this because probably I'm probably a shit DJ. Because okay, so this
Wait, what,
fun
club
fact, right?
DJ, like turntable DJ?
No, like event DJ.
yeah,
Event DJ.
or event DJ. Ah.
So like a lot of people don't know this part of my life because I mean honestly nobody really cares lah. But since we got an hour, we can talk a little bit.
yeah.
I used to sit outside Tiger Life, where Makan Sutra is
Oh,
at Esplanade. You know that place?
satay one
The
ah.
satay and the stingray and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a club there.
DXO or something ah.
I think so. It was
Way
DXO
back then,
or
bro.
like Tiger Life or something like
Yeah,
that. I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
remember what it's called, but
Wow, that's some throwback shit, bro.
I would sit there because the music's really loud and I can eat my supper and I'll write down the songs that the DJ was playing.
Whoa, real
song
DJ, bro.
After song.
That was before Shazam, man.
Oh, definitely. No Shazam, no Spotify. So I'll hear the song.
Sometimes you write the lyrics only. You don't even know what the song is.
yeah. And then I'll go back, prepare that in the CDs, and then I'll go and spin it at the events. Because obviously I know nobody to learn from. And then I'll spin, and then I really like music. I love when people come together to enjoy themselves. I took it one step further, do a bit of hosting, grab the mic, and start to get them to do stuff, like play games, interact with them. And realize, hey, I really like this environment where people come together
Yeah.
and have a shared memory.
Yeah.
And I thought that, okay, can we take it one step further? Now, can I create that experience around music and events? Can I get dancers? Can I get maybe decorations? Can I get backdrops? Then I got super into AV because I love tech.
Yeah.
And I realized that tech is one way that you can really dedicate a lot of resource to it, make it really good. That's why we started to invest in a lot of event technology. So that's how I kind of built the company up.
Example about speakers.
Speakers, LED lights, but those are just hardware. But to make it like creative, to make it into a festival like what we did at Singapore River Fest, we lit up the entire bridge with lights, did a light show on it, and it was so nice from like the drone shots and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to make something different, it's really cool.
Very difficult. Even like small thing like drone, you need clearance, this and that. Wow, so many things going on behind the scenes, man.
Yeah.
A lot of things people don't know.
Yes,
Holy
but when
shit,
you
man.
look at the final results, like wow, that is like amazing. So the kind of differentiation that we're going for is really on the collaboration and partnerships because we don't feel that we should just charge people money. Oh, you're going to do a dinner and dance. Okay, I'll charge you $30,000, $40,000. But can we collaborate and co-create? So we're looking for partners more than clients, I feel, because the client will just pay you. And every year they will throw out another tender. You got to like bid for it and all that. But we want partners with us, to grow.
So kind of recurring income in a sense.
Exactly.
They trust you guys. Yeah. And then I think also like in the event space, right, since the budget is like quite high as compared to like other...
Oh, really? Who have you been talking to, man? I need
Hey,
to get some of their numbers.
dude. Okay, you see, as a musician, right, you are often hired, right, either by shows, right, or like corporate events. And everybody knows that corporate events are paying way higher. Yeah. So I think because you're in the corporate space, so you don't have like a POV of a reference of a lower paying version, I guess. So yeah. So I think events are usually quite high paying, and because the stakes are high, right? So they rather choose someone they trust rather than save like 10%. Then the next person like fuck it up, for them.
Yes, true. Oh, in fact, that reminds me, there have been several times where we do a show 2 years in a row for the client. They're happy, cool. Somebody comes in and say, okay, I'm going to offer the client 20% off. The client goes to them, the client still comes back to us.
Wow.
So that's good, right? Shout out to Jade again.
Wow.
If that's you.
Secure all the deals, this one. Crazy, man.
Well, she should be here, man.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the thing, right? We want to be consistent. And I must say that one of the companies that I truly look up to, I mean, you can fight me on this, but is Grab, right? I respect Grab so much. Just this one app that this guy created, right, is so consistent. You press the apps, the car will come. No matter what time of the day you press, the car will come. And it's usually not cancelled unless it's raining or there's some major shit traffic going on and all that. Anywhere you go in Asia, you download Grab, the car will come, the bike will come. It's so consistent. Can we build a company that's as consistent as that? And that's why we like Haidilao. Do you like Haidilao?
Wow, Haidilao, the consistency. The other day I was just talking to Joshua Pillai, like one of the co-owners or shareholders or behind the green doors. He's like, why clubs cannot be like Haidilao? And you can go any day you feel like, right? But the quality is still the same.
Yes.
The
Anywhere you
consistency,
go.
crazy, bro.
So can we build that kind of business? But it's so anal. It takes so much effort. Like when we go out for shows, hey, do you wear your name tag? Do you wear your safety pin? Do you wear your boots? That kind of stuff. You have to be so anal about it. But it's the consistency that will really create a new company altogether.
Mm.
So like in Hai Di Lao, what I love about it is that I accidentally asked for peanuts one time. Because you know the sauce station, the condiments, I realized, hey, there's no peanuts, man. Come on. I'm paying like 30, 40 bucks per person. Where's the damn peanuts? So I asked the lady, do you have peanuts? She went to the kitchen, said, oh, today don't have. But she went to the kitchen, get me a bowl of peanuts. Now, every time I go Hai Di Lao, and by the way, we're not...
She remember you.
The system remembers me.
Oh, what the
Because I go to different Hai Di Laos. Every time I go to Hai Di Lao, after I sit down, there'll be a bowl of peanuts that come.
Oh, you register for member, right?
We are a member, but
Okay,
we're
okay,
not
okay.
like top tier member. We don't go
No lah,
there
but
that
they remember
often.
you, bro.
No, it's in their system, man.
Oh yeah, the
It's in
system.
the system.
Yeah.
They probably don't know who I am. And it's great. They remember that you want peanuts. It's not that difficult to be consistent, but you just gotta put your mind to it.
And implement the systems.
Exactly. The process.
That's very interesting. Hai Di Lao, right, has somehow managed to like digitize this like analytics. Has events managed to create like a digital analytics on like attendees and what people like and what the venue is expecting out of you? Or everything is still
Absolutely
very...
not.
No,
Absolutely
right?
not. It's so manual.
Yeah.
So this is a growth area, I think, because like events are so manual right now. Like clients send you the brief, you got to manually search and all that kind of stuff. The person I think that will really make it big is whoever that can digitize this. So hotel loyalty, yes, they already got it, right? If
Yeah.
you sign up for like one of those hotel chains, they will know your
Marriott,
preferences.
whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But events is so traditional right now. So I guess this is the growth area. New business idea. We are looking for investors. Please click this link.
Are
to
you actually
invest.
developing this?
I mean, we should.
Yeah.
Hey, want to start a business?
No, talking about it, right? I remember All Access Anonymous, AA. They
Okay.
are one of the sub companies of Livescape Group.
Okay.
And of course, Livescape Group is the sheep, like whatever, you know, the white pony and everything. I think developing something like that. You should check them out on LinkedIn, man. I think the founder Iqbal is very vocal about his processes on LinkedIn. He's like everyday daily update what I'm doing to create this system.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's the future. I think
Yeah.
that's the future if you can create some sort of system process that knows people preferences and all that. Yeah, like example like Cystic, right?
wow, System,
It's
Ticketmaster.
It's probably the most undervalued piece of data that they have. They know what kind of concerts you go to. They know what kind of venues you're booking, but they absolutely send you an EDM. They send me an EDM of like Mendo pop artists. I wouldn't even know. But companies, the newer companies like Fever, for example, they know what you like. They send you customized content for that. So super cool. I think we need to move in more in that direction and be less of a dinosaur and send you like very templatized EDMs.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's like it's better for the client. It's also better for the event.
Exactly.
So exactly, you know what you're getting yourself into, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so your company, Unearthed Production, is a mice company, and I have like kind of peripherally know like what a mice company is because I'm just like, hey, mice company hiring me. That means it's a better profit than typical artist
big
job.
budget, big budgets. So you think, right? Actually,
yeah.
we don't have that much budgets, but yeah.
So mice, can you like give us a intro of what mice is and what kind of events you all do?
Oh, good question. Nobody has ever asked me that question before. So let me try to explain. So MICE stands for Meetings, Incentive,
Conference?
Conferences, and Exhibitions.
Exhibitions.
Yes.
Okay.
So one of these things. So it could be, I would call it like local MICE activities where local company or MNC wants to organize a conference. It could be a trade show. It could be inbound. So that means like a group of people, 1,000 people coming to Singapore to attend an exhibition. Or it could be a group of 1,000 people coming to Singapore for like an incentive trip. So that means they top sales and then they come to Singapore. Just like now, I think some of like the top agents would travel to like Paris or Guangzhou.
Like property agent or something.
Exactly,
like that.
exactly. So generally corporate events, and most of these events are funded by one company itself, like either the organizer themselves.
Right.
Yeah. Or they look for sponsors or something like that. Yeah. So very B2B kind of style.
Yeah, typically, right, for artists, right, that don't really know, right, I think whenever you get hired by a MICE event, you can literally have 10 times your regular...
Whack the budget.
Yeah.
Whack the budget.
Yeah, for artists lah.
Yeah.
But for B2B, I don't know, that's maybe probably quite standard for you guys, right?
Yeah, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
cool
yeah,
because
yeah.
like in the MICE industry right now, we see a bit of like, so you ask me how do we differentiate ourselves, right? One of the way I think we should start differentiating ourselves is that we work with local artists.
Oh.
Versus, you know, MICE companies that maybe only want to work with their
30 seconds to Mars, typical.
yeah, you know, top tier kind of artists and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But if you bring your events to Singapore, your events is in Singapore, can we work with local artists to curate the soundtrack for you? Can we work with a local MC? Stuff like that, right? So I think it's a nice way to put it. And when we can
Build
have
community.
build a community around this mice industry, I think that'd be quite cool.
Yeah, because local artists so underrepresented, right? And then also with the advent of Live Nation, Ticketmaster, like Monopoly and everything, right? The rich just gets richer.
Yes.
And local artists like what? Like just at home, just fucking broke and shit.
Well, I mean, hopefully not, because there is a revival now of like making conferences. We used to think conferences very boring.
Yeah.
It is boring, to be honest, right? I cannot sit inside the room.
It depends, yeah. I go to conferences myself. I enjoy those kind of like music conferences, like very, very selected.
Yeah, because those are cool, right?
I want to know the inner workings
Yeah.
of, you know.
But now at conferences, at the opening, literally, you used to think at conferences, you just go there, collect the lanyard, go inside, network. Hi, how are you? Cheers, right? That's what
the fuck?
That's what I think like conferences are, right? But now, if you go to a conference, shit, man, there's a DJ at the registration.
Yeah.
He's spinning music, or he or she is spinning music.
Yeah.
And there's a rock wall, a freaking rock wall in the middle of the conference.
So like rock climbing.
Rock climbing wall. There's an ice bath. So conferences now are turning into something else. They're turning into an experience.
A fucking festival.
Like a festival, because people want to merge that, right? Content is one thing, but you can get content anywhere.
No wonder I see like right now, right, an increasing amount of like crypto or big finance company, right? They also throwing their own raves. You know, they don't care whether the rave make money or not.
Yes,
It doesn't
yes.
matter. It's like eyeballs to their product, you know.
Yeah, content and experiences is the keywords for 2025, because that's what we crave for after COVID.
I think that is like how musicians should kind of position themselves to help like an organization draw attention. Because I think musicians, content creators, right, their job is to attract attention, right? But then to know outlet to monetize. And I think these B2B companies, these business entities, right, require this kind of expertise that they themselves are not typically equipped with, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, want to start a
about
business? I think we can start a business.
You asked me two times already, no? Are you serious?
I guess we gotta put the fun back in events.
Okay.
Like, think about it, right? Dinner and dance, people go eat, yam sing, cheers, ciao.
Yeah.
The moment first prize, ciao.
Yeah.
But now, can we create that experience for them where we bring in a DJ on stage, play really good music, people will stay and dance. I believe people want to express themselves. People want to let loose. Right?
Yeah, I recently did something with one of my friends, Joseph Ryan, this amazing guy, right? And then he created a robotics company that is like dispensing food. So it's like, because you cut out the manpower, right? So you can charge way cheaper for premium food. Like, for example, those kind of like daily cuts, the atas cai peng, right? Those kind of healthy gym meals, right? Like $22 to $26, you can do $12 or something like that. Yeah, and then we did like a DJ set in front of the machine, and then he managed to gather like a huge 150 to 200 pax crowd, right? Which typically wasn't possible at that point. And then I realized that, oh shit, there's something that we can actually do forward, like help brands to like kind of like gain eyeballs and stuff.
Yeah, I've seen that DJ sets in coffee shops, DJ sets in laundromats and all that. Wow, it's endless, man. We just gotta try to create a new experience.
Yeah, always like one up your competition. If not like in this age of competitive 2025, it's very difficult.
Yeah, just gotta find a way to be different, do something nobody has done before. And I honestly think it's no longer about that late nights and getting smashed drunk.
Yeah, wow, you are like so on point, Literally, I was just talking about this like a couple of hours ago with one of my friends. Like right now, we are like high functioning adults, right? And we don't really want the late nights because next day we still want to continue to do stuff.
Yeah. I have a workshop tomorrow at 9:15. So like max 2-3 drinks, but you can still have a good time, 2-3 drinks.
Yeah,
right? And really enjoy.
And the timing
music.
is very important.
Yes, that's right. My bedtime is about 10:30 p.m. So
oh shit, we're approaching that soon. Yeah, but also right, we don't also want to be too late. Then later people need to grab home. Then the added cost, then the added resistance to the event and everything.
So interestingly, now that you say that, right, a lot of our events now end by 7 or 7:30.
And you're also saying that your events don't happen on weekends.
No events on weekends because there's a lot more respect for people's time on weekends. Like even now, like any kind of like D&D, right, it feels very shitty if the event ends after 10. Just finish early.
Even Friday also a bit suspicious.
Cannot lah, better don't, right? No, you already spend the whole damn day in the office and now your company asks you to go and attend a dinner and dance. Dude, it's going to waste another 5 more hours. You don't get off in lieu for that. family they
Bloody
need to attend. So like, yeah, let's just keep it during office hours,
Yeah.
so you can have family time and weekend time and all that.
Yeah, I think if clubbing can kind of view it in this way, right, wow, will be so much more effective.
Hey, can we start a day clubbing? I saw this on TikTok.
Dude, anything you want can lah. Honestly, I think I've worked with you long enough, right, to know that how you guys operate, right. Really, I think it will be very fun. And this is the third time you asked me to start business with you.
We're looking for a venue now. There's a pitch to you. We're looking for a venue to host us for day clubbing because I saw it on TikTok. And like, it's not about the drinks, It's
really.
just about good songs. People are singing out loud.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We talked about the venues coming together, right? What are the venues doing in the afternoon now?
Nothing significant lah. They're just normal, maybe dinner, lunch crowd,
If there
which is not high volume.
Yeah, but if it's a nightclub, in the daytime, it's totally empty. So can we use the space, create some revenue, create a vibe? There's a lot of people out there now with families, with kids, that find it very inconvenient to...
They want to club, you know.
They want to club.
But it's inconvenient.
They want to club. They want to have 1 or 2 drinks max because you want to be responsible. I totally get it. But they just want to enjoy music.
Yeah.
And music doesn't have... Right now, to enjoy music, you either enjoy it alone on your Spotify or you enjoy it after 10 p.m. in a club. There is nothing in between.
I have my friends from Beans and Beats, their specialty coffee DJing kind of collective.
I saw that.
Yeah. So they're very young, maybe 20, 21 years old only. Yeah, but they have like such crazy ass business sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so I like tell everybody, right? Typically on this podcast, I don't interview anybody like younger than 30 because it's like a complete waste of time. They don't have life experience, right? But dude, these guys are like fucking insane, you know. They're talking about IPO process and everything. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? What the hell is IPO process again?
Yeah.
I don't even know what the hell is that. You know, they're really like so advanced, probably very good like teachings from their parents from young, and they are doing like great things from like their own marketing agency and everything like. And then they started this day party, you know, which is not like an original concept. Obviously, everybody knows that. But then the thing is, I think it's one of the first in Singapore, and obviously, you know, Singapore is like quite backwards in a sense compared to the West, right? When we want to adapt new concepts, it's a bit, it take us like 1 or 2 years later. Yeah. And then finally, you know, we are catching on. And then to your point, right, day party, right? Yes, I really think it's more possible right now, right? Because back then, we need alcohol to kind of like let loose, you know. Now it's like, dude, we are like quite shameless already. You know? Look at our content creators.
Yeah.
We are okay to anytime throw down, you know, ready.
Yeah, just get loose, groove,
Yeah, dude.
and all that kind of stuff. And I guess like right now, it's really about new experiences and people will pay for that, right? Because everybody claims, and I personally don't believe it, everybody claims that, oh, Singapore is so boring, nothing to do. And okay, sure, if that's what you think, but now let's create this experience and we want people to come out and support.
Recently, I got an email, right, from one of the techno collectives, right, that they are starting to do events at like some warehouse and some weird venue, lah. And then they are like, hey, you say Singapore board, right? You know, literally, right, the Eventbrite message, right, to send to me, right, like, you all think Singapore board, but we do it here, so don't say bocho. I'm like, whoa, what a strong message, man.
Where was this? Where was the event?
2 weeks ago, actually. 2 weeks
in
or
a
3
club?
weeks ago. It's like some abandoned warehouse, supposedly like, I don't know, it was like some band venue or something. Wow. But then it was like already about to tear down already. Then they go in and do host like a techno rave inside. And then it's like, wow, dude, amazing, fucking crazy.
Yeah. There's a new world out there.
Yeah. So venue owners also have something to think about lah. Like, okay, now people prefer like abstract venues, right? Then you as a typical venue, how are you gonna survive? You also need to level up, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but that one's another podcast, like, fuck, not our problem. we are using the venues, you know, we're working with them. Yeah. So okay. So to the next point, right? Is drawing a crowd, right, your responsibility, like to pack up the place, or is it like the people that work with you is their responsibility?
Traditionally, it's not. But now, because if you partner with the clients, we talked a little bit about partnership just now.
Yeah.
If you're going to be just a vendor to the client, sure, whatever, right? I just supply the sound system, supply the DJ. I don't care whether the event works out for the client or not because I'm not being paid per person.
Yeah.
I'm just being paid like a package fee.
Yeah.
But if you really think for the client and you want to partner with the client, say, hey, look, your programming lineup looks like shit. You got to have more heavyweights in there.
How do you tell them that?
We
it
were
could
to tell
be
them,
better.
Yeah, it could be better. And nowadays, what we like to do is that, interestingly, we like to tell our clients their following. They may not
Social
know,
media.
They may not know these artists because obviously they don't follow every
the corporate
single
people,
local artist.
right?
They're corporate people, right? And we tell them, oh, this person has 50,000 followers on Instagram. I think it'd be a good fit for your event. He can help you promote the event as well. Great. they will take it on. So now, if you want to partner with a client, you should care for their KPIs. And just like you, I mean, if you've been at, can we say the establishment?
Yeah, of course.
You've been at Zook for so long.
Yeah.
Do you really care whether people pack up the place? You should.
I actually do, man. To my
Yeah.
ex-employees, I literally care the most, okay? Like,
Yeah.
everybody can like assert to that lah. Yeah. And because I feel like since I'm working here, I should make the place win what?
Yes.
I shouldn't just clock in, clock out what?
Yes. And there's people that will do that, right? They'll just
Yeah.
go in, play some music, nobody's dancing, who cares?
Yeah.
And when people are dancing,
I mean,
they
you're
don't
paid for
even-
that. I'm not gonna fault you.
Sure. Yeah.
But going above and beyond is just my style, you know.
Yeah.
It's just our style. Man.
Yes. I'll start.
Yeah lah. So also because you're a boss, you have people under you. You also care for them. You want to have recurring business so that everybody can still get paid. What?
Yeah. Win-win-win or no deal.
Triple win, dude. Yeah, that's great. That's a great POV. Drawing crowd is your responsibility if you really want to be a wholesome, like a complete package
Yeah.
that people will like always keep in mind, top of mind. So I think a last point that we can discuss, right, is sustainability in events, which is something that you discussed in your talk in Thailand like last week, right? Yeah. Can you give us a little insight on that? Because I don't really know like the full facet of like running events, the full scale. Like how do you like create sustainability points?
Wow. This is a big topic, man. I gotta.
Yeah, you literally gave like a 2 hour talk
gotta-
about it, right?
Yeah, we're gonna extend this podcast episode, man. All right. Okay, let's top up the drinks. This is gonna be a big one. Feeling a bit thirsty myself.
Yeah.
You will edit all these things about us wasting time to top up the drink, right?
No.
Oh, it's all part of it. Oh,
Fucking
alamak,
part of it,
I'm
one, bro.
so slow. I'm so sorry.
Like with yawning and everything. Hey,
Wow.
that's the beauty. Man.
Farting.
Yeah.
You need more top up.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Boozing
The
up.
beauty, right, of this software that we have, right, is like they can detect like how many repeated words there are. You can censor the repeated words because like sometimes you'll be like, what if?
Are you serious?
Yeah, then you can detect and then can cut out. And then like for example, all these also can cut out. But I don't cut out the and ahs lah. Because the and ahs is very more natural, right? Yeah.
So another thing that I'm doing, as one of the many other things that I'm doing, and I've always been told to not do so many things, I'm teaching public speaking. And it's indeed true. I've told them to record themselves to see what kind of vocal fillers they have, like ahs, and all that kind of stuff. But you got to record yourself and learn from there. I didn't know there was a software for that.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So back to sustainability, right?
Yeah.
I guess now it's quite hard to put a pin on it because there's so many ideas about sustainability.
Yeah.
What do you think sustainability in event means to you?
The first thing that comes to mind, right, is like eco-friendly. And then maybe like, can you do this again and again and again? Sustainable. Keep it up.
So like there's so many variations of it and there's no one single authority on it. So it's still, I would say it is a growing buzz. I won't say it's a trend. I think it'd be rude to call it a trend. It's a growing buzz.
Yep.
No authority on it right now. But most importantly, we got to take a stand.
Yep.
A lot of people are not taking a stand right now. So just speaking openly, right? Will we service a company that does child trafficking in Southeast Asia? We cannot. Right? We cannot stand for that.
Yeah.
Will we support a company that is developing arms for war? Grey? It's a bit grey.
It really
So-
is based on your own morals.
based on
right?
your own morals and ethics. I feel that there should be a day where we choose, should we support a company that destroying the environment? If you know of this company that is burning fossil fuel, if they are not sustainable in their own way, we should not support them and we will not service them.
Oh, in that sense,
in that sense,
sustainability.
I mean, that's what I feel. I mean, we're a bit strong, but
okay.
I cannot support a company that does scam calling, right?
Yeah,
Even though they give you money, we
Yeah.
cannot. We will not support a company that does terrorism acts or support terrorists. The same way for sustainability as well. If you don't take care of the environment, we cannot support you and we should not do business with you. And then when you link back to the events, if you want to know how bad it is, just take a look at a post-event in the loading bay, how it is for events right now. No kidding you, they'll get one skid tank. I don't know if you know what a skid tank is.
Skid tank.
Like a big dustbin, right? It's super big. It's like if somebody is shifting house at a BTO, you'll see it at the bottom of their house, and then there's a big thing everybody throws everything inside.
Oh,
Super big dustbin, right?
it's like kind of like a truck carriage like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then they'll let it down and you can put everything inside. So like a skid tank. I don't know whether it's called SKID or SKIP. We gotta figure it out. But anyway, a skid tank. They'll put a skid tank at the loading bay. Everything from the event, they'll hack it down and throw it into the skid tank.
Then no more, just throw away.
It goes out of sight, out of mind. All those things were just created for a 2 or 3 day event. All the paper, all the wood, all the metal is not recycled at all. So when you said about doing it again and again, can we think about, can we reuse these props? Can we reuse this booth? Can we reuse the carpet? And honestly, even if you don't put carpet at the event, who cares? Nobody cares. So it's a whole new topic out there because I feel that we're not moving in the right direction yet. But we have to, because events are destroying the environment. We create the waste. We got to be smarter about it, man.
I think event industry has already matured for so many years already. So it's about time that we start thinking about these sort of things before we can do more events.
And there's a big growth area. I mean, if anybody is like seriously interested, I think in about 2 or 3 years, all the listed companies in Singapore, okay, don't quote me on this, got to research on this, 2 to 3 years in time, all listed companies in Singapore needs to have sustainability governance. Meaning they got to say which suppliers they use to conduct their events for them. And that's where we want to be. We want to help them organize these sustainable events and all. Because it's the most responsible thing to do.
So you kind of foresee this trend already.
We love to be sustainable because in fact it saves you money. A lot of people think it costs you money, but it saves me money. If the client tell me, hey, can you print for me flyer? I say, for what? Don't print the flyer. Just put it on a QR code.
Yeah, digital, right?
Digital it. And a backdrop, right? So they say, hey, I want to print a backdrop. But the backdrop is used for 2 days. Why don't you just rent an LED wall and you can change the graphics anytime? That's even better.
Literally on my cap right here, right, I was looking at a TikTok, right, about airplanes. Why airplanes fly at a certain height? Because there's less weather and there's less draft, right? And at the end of the day, you reach the destination quicker, you burn less fuel, and you also save more money. So I think it's kind of like the same for the sustainability, right? You spend less money and you still create good for the earth, in a sense.
Yeah, why not? So everything that we do, you're gonna have a positive impact, on your friends, on your community, to your parents, and also to the environment. And I feel that in Singapore, legislation is so slow when it comes to sustainability. So it took us so long to put in a charge for plastic bags at the supermarket. We should have done it a long time ago. And we're so scared. We're so scared that, is this becoming political? I'm so sorry.
Whatever
I just gotta speak my mind, right? Speak my mind.
We say how many times fuck already in this podcast?
6 or 7 years ago, when you went to Hong Kong, they're already charging 5 cents for a plastic bag. Anyway, right?
Really?
Yeah, this was before COVID.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I was at Watson's. I mean, the lady spoke Cantonese. I didn't know what she was saying, but I had my deodorant and I was like, is there a plastic bag? And she wanted to charge me some money. I was like, okay, never mind. I'll just put it in my pocket. Now at NTUC, you look at all the auntie uncles, they come prepared.
They're recycle bag.
Nobody buys a plastic bag anymore, and it's great. Unless you're urgent last minute, of course, go and buy it, right? It's still available for you.
Yeah.
It just takes time to change, but we got to put in that action to change now. So this plastic bag thing, honestly, nobody complained. We all thought that people are going to complain, create a riot, not going to shop at NTUC anymore or whatever, right? No! Everybody has enough recyclable bags. Just got to put the action to it, put our mind to it, and we can succeed.
Yeah, I guess the government also give you like a 3 months buffer period. Like, hey, this is gonna come soon. Get ready, guys.
Yes. So don't be afraid of what people would think. Just do what is right for the environment, and everything will follow.
Okay, as we close off this podcast, right? Do you have any future plans? Like one of them is the sustainability plan, right? What other projects are incoming in the pipelines before we close out this podcast?
Wow. So interestingly, when you talk about sustainability, right? I just got off a call with one of the associations and they were talking about sustainability, not just environmental sustainability, but can we also, in other countries it's a bit more apparent, but sustainability also means working with our local culture and local artists. Because we don't ship in anybody else and we promote the local culture. But the question is, what local culture do we have?
Singapore don't have.
Right?
Our culture all imported.
But there might be if we dig hard enough, but it has to be authentic. So I think that's my next pet project, right? Can we organize ourselves so that we can promote ourselves? We want to attract people to Singapore. We want to attract events to Singapore, right? And when they come, they ask, okay, what's your local culture? Cannot just be chili crab. right?
Cannot, yeah. Chili
That-
crab import from somewhere else also.
Oh, I mean, don't say that, man.
Eh,
That will get you a lot of haters.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I
Do-
cannot think of it, man.
Do
As a-
we have a local scene? Do we have local artists? Do we have local vibes? I feel so. And we
We
got to
have-
package that.
Yeah, but then I
Yeah.
don't know if it's imported because if we display like this is local, right? Then somebody will track the source like this is actually from somewhere in mainland China or
Yeah.
from India or something. You know, at the end of the day, we are also like third generation. You know, my great grandfather is China, right?
Yeah.
So how can we really say that what is Singaporean culture? Everything is like kind of distilled through another big country.
Yeah, we kind of adapted it from somewhere else, but we've been around for what, 60 years?
Yeah, 60 years only actually.
60 years?
Not even hundreds, yeah.
Yeah. And I feel that right now is a time for us to really plant our foot down to say, okay, this is uniquely local to Singapore. Can we now promote that as part of, cultural immersion and all that kind of stuff? Because when we go to Bali, it's very clear cut. They have a local dance, local
Yeah.
costumes and all that kind of stuff. So what does our young generation have now? So I think that's my next project, to see how we can be more inclusive, work with our local artists, work with local communities. And that's my job now, right? Because I know where that budget is, as what you say, right? The corporate events and the MICE events. Can I marry the two?
Wow, STB
I-
will love you, man.
Well, I hope so.
Collab.
I'm looking for a job in case anybody wants.
Okay, thank you so much for the podcast today. Thank you.
Hey, no worries, my first ever podcast. Hopefully not my last because I talk too much rubbish.
We need more of this, man.
Cheers.
Cheers.